Hi there, welcome in. Thank you very much for joining. Hope you're doing well. It's Doodle with Korp. It's the Korp Academy remix session. So, the plan is for today's session. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of my old drawings. From. I'll just check I've got the right sketchbook. Yeah, one of my old drawings from an old tutorial that I've done. And then just mix it up a little bit. I'm just going to grab some Posca pens and just do something over the top of it. That's all I'm going to do today. I'll give you a few little updates about what's going on in my world as well. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So no, not really a draw along today, but a good example of the kind of stuff that you can do with Posca pens. Especially if you join the Korp Academy. So just in case you didn't know, I'm the founder of the Korp Academy, where I teach people how to draw with Posca pens. This is the kind of stuff I'm teaching people how to draw. So you might remember this if you joined one of the remix sessions a while back. This is one of the things I drew. So originally this character was just this top bit. There was no like pink lasers coming out. There was no pink background. So I ended up drawing on like this little dome and all the pink bits on there as well. So that's one of the things I've done in the remix session. This one was just a head, so I give the character a body. So yeah, all of these are lessons from the Korp Academy. All step-by-step lessons as well, so I take people through it. The Korp Academy is not really focused on people who are existing artists. It's more focused on people who want to be able to draw and can't draw, but they're itching to give it a go but don't really know where to start. So that's what I'm all about. I love showing people who want to be able to draw how easy it is. But things are only easy when you kind of like spent a few years trying to figure out how to make it easy. And I've got to that point, and I'm really keen to just share that with everybody. I'm just kind of looking through, thinking about which one I want to remix today. Do me a favour, if you're just joining in, thank you very much. Just share I'm broadcasting on X, so share us on X. On Facebook, I'm on there as well. YouTube, wherever you're joining from, just like, subscribe, follow, share. All the usual stuff. Don't forget to do that. I feel like I should do something with this one, definitely, but I'm not sure what yet. And I don't like doing anything too predictable either. I like doing something a little bit random, a little bit weird. As you can probably see from some of these drawings. Look at the dog. The dog's, that took me quite a while to do, so I'll probably leave that one. That's one of those that, and especially with this cat as well, these are ones that, look pretty finished. Not all of them. I don't think I like this one. It's good to teach a little bit of 3D, but I don't think I like that one. Oh, and there's the minion we did yesterday, so we're already back there. Let's go back to this one then at the front. Let's go and do something with this character. The question is, what are we going to do with it? I think should we stick the tongue out? I've got the right colours. I've got the right colours to stick the tongue out. Maybe what I'll do is I'll stick the tongue out and make it a little bit more floppy, flappy, bendy, that kind of thing. Let's see what we can do. What was that? Something pinged at me. I thought I had all my volumes turned down. Right, should we start then? So I've just got a bunch of pinks out. Let's see if these pinks work. Normally I would prep these pens way before a live session, but I haven't had much time to draw recently, so it might be a little bit. I'm going to use that one. That one looks like an older pink, so I'll see if I can get that one finished first. That's the main pink that I'm using for the tongue. I'm going to put a little bit of light pink in there, give that tongue. So look, the tongue's really boring at the moment. Same with the eyes. Nothing really going on with the eyes, so I would do something in there as well. Maybe we'll put some little worms coming out the head. That could work. Let's see what we can do, shall we? So if we had a tongue coming out, we're gonna kind of have it coming out like that. and then this bit coming out like that, and then maybe a bit like that. What do you reckon? It's got massive tongue sticking out. I think that could kind of work. You'll notice I don't really bother going in with pencils and stuff. I like the jeopardy. Love the jeopardy of like things could go wrong. Just going straight in with a pen, seeing what happens. Let's put in. I'm gonna put in some rough pink things for worms. Let's put a worm coming out of the head there. Let's have another one coming out there. Yeah. Let's see what we can do with it. We'll put a nice big drop shadow around that tongue as well, make it really pop out, stand out. 0 Bytes, hello mate, thank you for joining. I'm amazed that page after page looked perfect. Do you ever tear a page out? Okay, don't tell anybody I told you this, but there was an Art Gecko, so they're the company that makes the sketchbooks. They did a project, and they sent out this sketchbook to loads of different artists, and every artist did a different page in the sketchbook. First page I did in there, I messed it up, and the instruction says don't tear out a page, and I tore out a page. So I think that's the only time I've really torn out a page. The reason I don't tear out pages is because you can see, like from this, if you mess things up, because it's Posca pens, you can just go over the top of it. A friend of mine, OZ, did exactly the kind of same thing with her sketchbook. It looked like she'd just messed something up on the page. Didn't see what it was, but all she did was just paint all over it, and so it became like a really cool background for the next drawing. So there's no need to kind of get rid of to tear pages out, I don't think anyway. Right, let's go and put some shadow in here. I think the shadow is going to live around there. Let's bring it down so it goes all the way around the bottom of the tongue. And you see what I mean, look, by these pens, look, we're colouring over using this raspberry colour, and it's making this blue disappear. And this is one of the main reasons I love using Posca pens, is because that fear of screwing up is kind of gone. I think a lot of people don't draw because they think, oh, they'll get to a certain point and they'll just screw it up, and then they'll just be demoralised and everything will be ruined and the world will be over. But it's not really like that with Posca pens. It's just a lot more liberating because you can make mistakes, but they're just kind of so much easier to like cover up and make them disappear. There we go, that looks all right. Let's put a bit of a shadow on this side as well. Just a skinny bit of shadow there. The thing I've done here as well is I've drawn the feet of this character, and they're all going to the feet are going to disappear now. So it's almost pointless doing that. Let's go and put some shadows on these. That's light blue, isn't it? I've got a light blue. So I'm going to put some shadows on these worms. I like putting on shadows first, because then what you can do is you get the mid-tone, which is just going to be that regular pink, this real bright pink that I've got just there. You can get that, you can go over it, and you can kind of slice out the ends of the shadow, make the shadow like really kind of like disappear into nothing, if that makes sense. I'll show you in a minute, it'll make sense when I show you. Cool, we're getting a few more people coming in. Thank you very much for joining in. Hope you're doing well. Today's a good day for questions. If you've got questions, if you're following on, if you're watching on X, you've got questions about what I'm doing on Say, ask away. Ask away. Things are kind of moving a little bit faster for us now. We've been kind of just sort of sitting there simmering, waiting for the right time to release some Korp dogs. Going to start showing you a little bit more about, you know, the kind of stuff that you'll get by being a Korp Dogs owner. That'll be coming up. We'll do a proper job of kind of notifying you of all that kind of stuff first. But top level, just expect like I'm using like the unleashing your creativity, a bit of a you know, an obvious strap line, but I'm using that because I think everything we do with Korp Dogs is all about getting people creative, getting people drawing, whether it's simple stuff like the stuff that we did yesterday, that was nice and simple, it's just a black pen. Whether it's a little bit more complex, so we're using Posca pens and, you know, different materials, whatever it is. So that's what I'm doing over there on X. And anybody else who's not on X, just go and have a look at Korp Dogs NFT. That's where I'm just chucking out a little bit of free content and stuff like that over there. So go and have a little look when you can. But yeah, anybody else kind of joining in from anywhere else, got any questions about Korp Academy? Because the doors to the Korp Academy are open at the moment. That's where Korp Academy is the online platform that I use, where I teach people how to draw these kind of characters. So this originally, when I first did this, this was like no more than a 1 hour drawing tutorial, all step by step. So all I'll expect people to do is just join me online. We get on Zoom and we spend no more than an hour kind of step by step drawing this character. What you'll find is that there's a bunch of people that just love to copy exactly what I'm doing. And there's a bunch of people that just love to add their own style, their own flavour to the drawings as well. So you get this nice mix of like characters that look just like that, but you also get a mix of characters that are like kind of inspired by, but just people doing their own thing as well. So it does appeal to like artists and non-artists for that reason. Look, you can see what I mean about like just slicing out. Look at how I've just sliced out the top of that little shadow there, using the pink just going over the top of the raspberry, and the same just there, look, just using the pink going over the top of the raspberry. And I'll sort these out where they kind of join into the head in a little while. Yeah, I think are they coming down far enough? Let's just bring it down a little bit further. Lovely. Right, let's go and do the tongue in the mouth now. So with this bit, all we're doing is just getting rid of that teeth. That teeth? Getting rid of those teeth. And sometimes, yeah, you are going to need a couple of coats when you're colouring in over stronger colours. So let's just give this one coat and we'll come back to it. It's pretty not done a bad job though. It's pretty much gone over, hasn't it? Let's carry on with this bit. And yeah, just a little bit more about Joff's in. Hi, Joff. GM fella, I'm definitely in team copy. Maybe I'll get to the coach to do my own ideas one day. Yeah. The way I kind of treat it, Joff, is that those people that copy, they eventually, every single one of them eventually gets to a point where they're like, I'm bored of copying you. I'm going to do my own thing. And so with some people, it's just little tiny changes to it, like different colours and stuff like that. But yeah, it always happens. People are always doing their own thing, which is great. But you know, it doesn't care. I don't care how someone's creative. You do what you want, whether that's copying. Yeah, and the other thing as well is there's quite a lot of creatives out there that are like, do not copy what I do. I don't really subscribe to that. I'm not really a fan of that. I like it when people copy what I'm doing. So that's cool that they can do that. You know, why just keep it all to yourself? I mean, I understand like intellectual property and stuff like that. Don't copy it and put it on a t-shirt, because that might be a little bit cheeky. But copy it just so you can have a bit of fun, so you can give yourself that little confidence boost to know that you can draw something that took you by surprise. It's all good. Hi Merv, how you doing, mate? Clayton Walker Naylor on Instagram. Could you have a look at my work, please? Instagram.com. What a time to ask me to do that. What is it? Clayton Walker Naylor. Clayton Walker Naylor. See if anything comes up. Better not be anything weird. Not that weird's a problem. I'm cool with weird. But, you know, better not be anything weird. It doesn't like it. What have I spelt wrong? Clayton Walker Naylor. Nah, it's not working for me, mate. I ain't got time anyway. Not during the live. Send me a link. Yeah, send me a link and I'll see if I can find you, mate. But yeah, it's not. Oh, is it the hashtag? Does it need the hashtag? I didn't know you could put hashtags in. Didn't know you could put hashtags in as a I still not found you anyway, mate. Yeah, like I say, send me a link. Not searching around now, but yeah, I'll have a look at some stage. This is definitely going to need another coat, so I'll give it a coat. Thanks, Joff. Ooh. You made me unmute myself on there. I'll have a look at some stage. Right, let's get back on with this drawing though. That was pretty easy, wasn't it, so far? That we'll need another coat. I'm just going to leave it to dry for a sec. Let's get back into the holes at the top. Like I say, I'm only going to stay on for a few minutes today. I'm only going to do half an hour. I'm going to try and do like a 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock live. That's BST. 5 o'clock live. So about 20 minutes ago live. Every day, most days. On X, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch, just in case you're interested in Twitch. Let's put this hole in. That's not too bad. Need a little bit of blue to tidy that up. Let's put the hole in. I've held my sketchbook straight. I'm in a so when I'm doing my drawing tutorials, I keep my sketchbook straight like that. So I'm all over the place, kind of twisting my arm, trying to get all the lines in the right place. But I keep it straight like that so that when I produce the reel, because this top-down camera, when it produces the reel, the sketchbook isn't moving all around the place. But I forget I don't need to do that in this session, so I can just move that sketchbook around. Look at that. Just a little capital C. Just puts that worm in a hole. That looks good. Let's put a little black line around that as well. I'm going to zoom in a little bit, just because I can. That's as much as I can there, so don't get too excited. Outline the worm. I'm a big fan of a black outline. Nothing really feels that finished to me unless it's got a black outline around it. Look at how wonky I've gone with that line as well. Oh man. Just as well, I like a wonky line. Thanks, Merv. Yeah, I'll dig you out at some stage. Well, I'll have a little look, mate. So let's put some little. These little lines are really cool for reinforcing the direction the worm is and the shape of the worm. And hopefully I can try to demonstrate that in this session. So with that worm, does it look like it's coming forward a little bit? If it looks like it's coming forward a little bit, that's because of the angle of those, or not the angle, the scoop direction of those curves. I don't know if that makes any sense, but you know what I mean. Let's go and do the other one. So what we'll do with the other one is, I mean, it's a pain in the backside because I'm leaning on this spiral binding. Let's do it this way. Might not work as well on this one because this one is shorter. But we'll see. So yeah, you see how I did the curves going that way on this one? I'm going to go that way. So let's go for a little line like that. Kind of, yeah, it looks like it's going the other way, doesn't it? This one looks like it's going backwards. This one looks like it's coming forwards. That's what I was going for. A little bit of tidying up to do in there. Hey, all cool. Thanks for joining in. Dr. Snuggles, thanks for joining in. These are Posca markers, mate. Posca markers, essentially paint in a pen. What we're doing that over there for? Yeah, essentially it's paint in a pen. The reason I use them is just because of the stuff I'm doing here in this remix session, where you can draw over the top of other stuff, and it's nice and opaque. So look at that. You see, like we've got these little pink bits hanging out. We don't want any pink bits hanging out, so let's go over with that blue, make it disappear. Look, same just here. We've got a little pink bit hanging out. Just get that original blue, make it disappear. That's why I love Posca pens. You kind of like, with Posca pens, when I'm drawing with them, you kind of like making a mess with your artwork, and then you're tidying up right at the end. So you know that when you make a mess, you know it's going to be easy to tidy up later because of the way they work. You don't really get that with any other, like with ink pens and things like that. As soon as you go too far with an ink pen, it's like that's going to be there forever. You've got to figure out a different way of kind of getting rid of any mistakes. That's why I like them. Dr. Snuggles, so yeah, that's your answer. Thank you, Orkle. How are you doing, Orkle? You all right, mate? I shouldn't really be drinking my coffee. I ain't got time for drinking. I've got a whole tongue to draw there. Let's just quickly whip some drips on these worms. Need a drippy worm, right? Let's put 2 drips on here. Yeah, that looks good. I like that. I wanted to put something in the eyes as well. Let's just go and put a little bit of an extra colour in the eyes. So I've just put a little bit of a highlight. So I'm using light pink on there. This tongue, ideally, it needs another coat. Oh, should I give it another coat? I've only got 5 minutes. Let's just give this middle bit another coat. Ideally, it needs another coat. It's not showing up too bad on camera, but in real life, you can still see quite a lot of the body that I've gone over. If I'm doing like my own artwork, I will kind of give stuff like 2 or 3 coats. Hey, Vortical. Hope you're well, mate. Thank you for joining. Vortical is the only reason I broadcast on Twitch. So I've got 130,000 followers on Facebook. I've got about 10 on Twitch, but I still broadcast on Twitch because that's where Vortical is. Yeah, thanks, mate. Glad you like the tongue. Yeah, this is, you know, thought I'd give it a go, see what happens. Right, so you remember I was saying about making a mess? It's easy to tidy up. So what we're going to do now is just get into all this bit where we put those shadows. Let's bring these black bits back to the front, just tidying up around there. Right, let's go and put in this black tongue line. Is that dry enough? Just testing to see if it's dry by actually touching it rather than doing anything more sensible. Alright, let's go and outline this tongue, see what happens. It's looking alright, isn't it? It's not looking too bad. It's always my go-to. As long as it's not looking too bad, then we're all good. We're golden. Oh man, making a right mess of that line. I'm a big fan of a wonky line, so I encourage people to put wonky lines in as much as they can. Does this need like a... I don't know. Sort of. I'm just going to do one big fat tongue. Just so my thought process there was, look, the tongue is kind of split in half. It's got like two sections to it in the throat. Should I put two sections in it just there or not? I weren't sure. I'm a big fan of not overthinking things. So rather than thinking too much about it, I just decided to go with whatever my first idea was. If it's a rubbish idea, it don't matter. These are Posca pens. We can go over them. If it's a good idea, we're good. That's right. I'll tell you what I will do actually, is I'll put in a little line just there. Like joining this stuff together. And again, I know that looks messy. It doesn't matter if it looks messy. We'll tidy it up in a minute. I've got one more minute. Thanks, Harriet. Joining on Facebook. Yeah, 130,000 followers on Facebook. 4 people on the live on Facebook. And one of them is Harriet, who's like a serial stalker as well. Looking forward to more such sessions. So that reminds me, Orkle, actually, one thing I can tell you about and what's coming out on X. Yesterday I did a poll on X to see which one of my 4 drawing tutorials I should release for you guys for free. And I think the winning one will come out in about an hour. So yeah, full-on drawing tutorial showing you how to draw one of my characters. It's in a sketchbook that I'm trying to sell that I've recently lost. This sketchbook, I'm trying to sell it for like $2 because it's got like 80 really good quality pictures in there. I'm trying to sell it for $2 and I've lost it. I can't find it anywhere. But it's in there. And so yeah, you'll see in about an hour what that one is. And again, it's a 1 hour drawing tutorial. It's step by step. You just need a couple of black pens to take part. So yeah, if you fancy having a little go, have a go. Tag me in anything that you draw. I always love to see what people have been drawing. So look, you see in here, look, I'm just going to go over, just tapering out these lines, making them real thin, pointy. Let's do the same down here as well. Look. And being released right now, I think there's a new activity pack being released right now on X. So if anybody wants that activity pack, go to X. Korp Dogs NFT on X. We've got brand new free activity packs full of colouring in pages, finish me off sheets. It's manga inspired, so I think there's a bit of Naruto in there. There's a bit of Yogi from Toilet Bound, that kind of stuff. Is it Yogi? Yugi? I don't remember. One of the kids stuck it on eBay. Yeah. If it's one of my kids, you know, 2 of them would have stuck it on eBay. The other one would have been drawing in it themselves, which I wouldn't. I wouldn't have an issue with that. Okay, I'm going to finish off this with a little reflection in the tongue. Main thing to remember when you're drawing with Posca pens is just wait for it to dry. As long as it's dry, you can kind of get on it with whatever you want. Do whatever you want. Let's put. It needs a little bit, I think, in here. And if it doesn't work out, then it's no biggie. You know, if I do these kind of things like this and it looks rubbish, then wait for the dry colour over it. But that's all right. That's not too bad. In fact, what I will do is I'm just going to put in some little lines that I can taper out. Ignore how horrible they look at the moment. They will look a little bit better. Not better, just a little bit better in a minute. Right, I'm rushing now because time is running out. Little drop shadow. So we've got a drop shadow for the body. Let's put a drop shadow in for the tongue as well. Yeah, just before I go, doors to the Korp Academy, they're open at the moment. I open the Korp Academy up 3 times a year, so every 4 months for 1 week. So this week is the week that you can join the Korp Academy. If you don't join this week, you have to wait till November. If you do join this week, then you'll get straight in on the live drawing tutorials. You get access to all of the old drawing videos that I've got. There's over 700 of them now, all drawing characters like this and showing you tips and tricks for this kind of drawing. Those activity packs that I said about on X, Korp Academy members get those for free. Is that looking any good like that? That looks alright, doesn't it? Let's put another shadow there. Just trying to break the shadow up a little bit. Right. Let's taper out these lines so they become little tiny creases. Look, so we've got nice little creases in that tongue. Should have probably done that a few other places as well. Let's get a thin black. Ooh. Just going to try with a couple of taste buds. Awesome. Do you know what? I think I'm going to leave it at that. That's not bad as a little remix. So yeah, just a quick half hour, 20-minute drawing, remixing the original artwork and drawing something new. Yeah. So if you want to join in for some these future lives, I'm going to be doing random things. So sometimes I'm just going to be drawing some cute little characters. You can copy along. You can join in with me. Sometimes I'm just going to be chatting stuff. Sometimes I'm going to be doing this like remix. Where I take an original piece of artwork and just try and upgrade it a little bit or change it a little bit. All sorts of things like that, yeah. So, but yeah, try and join me about the same time, so about half an hour ago every day, if that makes any sense. It's going to really wind the people up that are watching on replay. 5 p.m. BST. What's that, 4 p.m. UTC? Something like that. A few hours earlier if you're in the States. But that's it. Yeah, oh cool. I love the colours as well. Yeah, sky blue and light blue are just a peach to work together. Pink and sky blue together really look nice with a little bit of yellow. Loads of my work has got those 3 colours in. It looks really nice together. Nice. Right, thanks very much. Yeah, I'm off to get something to eat. I'll see you all tomorrow. Take care. Cheers.